I played this list tonight into Guard, Grizzled Company, and this was a very. It wasn't a bad list, but it did not do very well in the Guard. So, turn one, I gave Yannick Var gave my jump pack in intercessor jump pack captain with the Vanguard vets a scout move 6 inches because I wanted them to get up with a bunch of grab pistols and go shoot his tanks. That didn't work. I scouted up and didn't get far enough to do anything. Staged up for the next turn and essentially just got wiped out by the guard's insane movement, where he moved up like 13 inches, disembarked for another 3, and then just shot them off the board and left. By the end of his shooting phase, I had the jump pack captain left. That was it. So that was absolutely terrible. Lost them. Lost my scout unit turn 1 as well. He was right up there with them, hiding. I was on layout 1. Infiltrators were just there to avoid deep strike in my back line and hold my home. We played Hidden Supplies and Crucible for the upcoming Adepticon. And Ballistus Dreadnoughts did next to nothing. They weren't worth the 300 points that I put them in the list for. They didn't do much more than 4 damage for the entire game into his tanks. Heavy Intercessor Squad was very, very durable with the 5 of Feel No Pain from Iron Father Ferrari or whatever the world his name is. Pharaohs. I don't know how to say this stuff. And so they held an objective for 1 turn. Unfortunately, holding objectives was not what this army was very good at, or this list anyway. I think I spent maybe too much on Terminators, but they were the only good thing in my list. So it really just didn't do anything, because as you can see, once I lost the jump pack captain and the heavy intercessors and the scout squad, I had only 2 squads of Terminators left and 2 ballistas. He shot the ballistas off the board by, I think, turn 2, mid-turn 2, maybe turn 3, I don't remember, probably turn 3. And at that point we just called it a game, because by turn 4 I had scored like 10 points on primary. I pulled atrocious secondaries and didn't score those either, putting him way ahead and beating me super badly. I think I'm just going to stick to demons, because this is not good and doesn't do enough damage to justify it. The Terminators are beasts. They'll do some damage, but they're slow. 5 inches of movement doesn't get them anywhere, and they can't advance and charge in this detachment. I did the Hammer of Anvernii or whatever it is, and this seemed good, but I never really got them into combat enough to use it. This I put on my jump pack captain, so I lost that pretty much straight away. And by the time that the returning Terminators mattered, the game was basically over. So those were all useless for me. I'm not a Space Marines player, though. I just figured I'd give it a try. A good question came up on this, because the movement phase, you have to control the objective, but the question is, it doesn't say you have to control it at the start of the turn, but also I'm unclear whether or not I can actually, because it doesn't shift control until the end of the phase, can you actually use this in the movement phase when you move on to the objective, or are you just stuck using it at the end if you don't control it at the beginning of the turn? Because this is really good if you can move on to it and then control it, but if you move on to it and then can't control it until the next turn, that's pretty bad. It's bad timing on it. Armor Contempt saved my butt a few times. Never got to use this because I was so CP starved. Yeah, he doesn't charge with guard, so that -1 to damage was pretty useless in the charge phase. And yeah, I uppy downied once. That was fun with Terminators. Took them up off the board to bring them back down and be completely screened out by a million frickin' guard bodies with 100 billion shots. So not much happened in this game. I basically just got my butt kicked. So that's how that went. Have a good one.